Can't believe my eyes. I just can't believe my eyes. I just can't believe my eyes in the name of Jesus. The CIA or the FBI or RCMP, and I'm in Toronto. If you're following me since I put videos and I'm in this religious place, I can't believe what I'm gonna tell you. There was a car parked there in a parking lot that's supposed to be closed. You could have seen it. By the time I took my video, I press record, full storage. I heard and I'm like, it was there all night since 11 p.m. I passed out here. I changed my short. I never had an erection for a week, never touching or more, nothing for maybe 2 weeks, 3 weeks. It's not even crossed my mind anything sexual than looking the other way when a woman has a pants. I passed out here last night. Yesterday I already spoke about this when I had this prophecy. I did my laundry, and instead of putting pants on top, clean pants from a laundry that I had free, and I'm gonna throw these pants today. They double up like this, and with no pants, no short, they touch down there. So I passed out. I went even, I'm like, oh, I forgot my shorts. I changed yesterday in a cover halfway and I heard no. Since I heard no, that was bad. Somebody can take a picture. By the time I put back, I swear on all my mother and everything that is most dear to me and my salvation to eternity and even the whole world, that I say when I heard, because it can be any other car. Now it's 9. I said, don't you go anywhere, you. I knew it was a setup. Why I'm saying this is that, let's say yesterday I put 3 movies. I was humble, but just it could start, a sin. God told me be humble, be obedient. Now, I have this thing that I heard, walking in the Lord, but I'm still sometimes by my health hesitant. And now I feel that it's around me. I can't fucking believe. Wow, I can't believe. And I was there. Why do I freak with all this? See, it's raining. Yesterday was hot, crazy, no clouds. I laid down, I passed out. When I walked back, I forgot the shirt of this thing. I'm like, I'm gonna pass out. You see, there's a man going in the parking lot. He could even tell you that there was a fucking car there. And it was in a hallway. And I knew since yesterday, I'm like, there was nobody in there. I'm like, something is up. Because they have all this fucking thing they could check. And I'm here, and I like 2 times I see an erection, but half. Let's say you push the erection before it goes with like a strength of muscle. But if somebody touch, so because of this damn clothes, I woke up, I'm like, and on top of this,
Sorry, are you scared of dogs? Hey, are you scared of dogs?
well, I don't like how you said hi and the thing. Nah, I'm doing something. What?
Whoa, you can be a bit nicer than that. Jesus.
Exactly, and you too.
No, I'm not. I'm asking.
Okay. Yeah, well, I was not rude. I was doing something. And you come and you're like, whoa, and the park is so big.
Yeah.
And I was doing, okay, it's me again, I guess. It's me again. It's me that God chose, and it's my fault that you might sin or be pissed. It's me, it's my fault that you only have 1 dog and not 10, right? It's my fault that you're not what you want. God forbid. Be happy. It's my fault. And I was in there, and there was, you see, that's the devil, and I'm not even mad. You see, that's the devil. You're doing something, he comes. I want to say a big story about this. One time I was living in the whole God with preaching, holy. And the winter was starting, and I went to a church and there was mass, and a woman felt compelled to give me $10. And for some reason I was not looking at the dollar, and I was fasting and everything. She gave me $10. I ended up with 25. By the way, after mass I went out, the priest was thinking, and one woman, hey, I felt compelled to give you that. I didn't ask. The priest looked at me with the evil eye. I said nothing as a holy man. Can't say, hey, wait. So I go and it's winter. I look for a jacket. There's a white one, like for the old, $25 instead of 100. In plain season. Oh, I take that one. They forget to take the the big tag out. It's on the side. I don't see it. I'm like, how am I gonna preach with that? People think I'm a stealer. This is the same example. It's a setup. So this half erection, boom, boom, passed out, boom, boom, passed out. Last night I walked, I cleaned my tent, and it was pouring, pouring, pouring. Now I'm gonna go, it's gonna be like this in the tent. I didn't put the double thing. 2 weeks ago, God said, you never know when it's gonna rain. Even my clothes, I'll put it out. I wash this. Now they're gonna be all wet. So I passed out. I never passed out. I never passed out. I said how much I was tired yesterday. I slept all day because I woke up early and pushed. Another example, that's too long, but this is the kind of stuff. I had other example like this that, and why would there be that? Let's say there's a guy in the government there, and they look for you, they look for you. It's almost like, yes, you could use some picture and say, look at this guy. He's behind a trail or in the park, and God knows what is going on. Half erection, passed out. Is it that or nothing? Or is he really a holy man? Well, this fucking pants, I'm sorry, because I swear sometimes, this double thing here, it's going out. I'm gonna throw it out today. I never bought this. Even this year, as I say, I never bought this. You know, was given before the coronavirus downtown, like, dude, and I don't want a lot of clothes. So now this is not holy. This something. It's a double. I use it over, but yesterday I put it over the thing. 2 weeks. I felt, you know, that the shorts, when you sit down everywhere, not because I'm dirty personally and I don't wash. I do wash myself, but the short is the short, you know. I sit down and coffee and stuff, and you know this. Anyways, man, I can't believe that the car will go right now. Just by the time I press, I did, and you would see that I want to do a video, and I did ding. I'm like, oh, I gotta clean some space. I cleaned some space. It took 10 seconds. The car was gone. Can you believe this? All night. Yesterday I tried to approach the car. There was one pendant in the middle, and it seemed nothing. So I'm like, maybe there's a camera. And I even say in the camera, in case somebody's watching, because now I hashtag CIA and everything and prophecy for quite a while. I said, listen, don't do this to me. I said, would you guys want me to take a dump out and put that camera? Because I'm pretty sure that they have spy on some people, and for good, or just know who they are, or with or without intention, you know. It's understandable. And I said, well, don't do this to me, you know, that car in the whole hall in front. Because, you know, when somebody's really holy and you put it in his face, I mean, you're only bothering him. They're spying on people, and it seems like God will send them, and that's unfortunately for some people, that they will try to, and for themselves, what do you call this, say, hey, look, this guy's fake, look, And even on that point of view, neutral, I would even understand, but God is sending almost a deception for those, because they're not coming from a real neutral heart. They're coming to stay around, and they'll flop. And something that seems bad do happen even to people that are good, because this devil is around. See, this pants, I don't have money. Another example will be, I went to see a guy in the whole woods one time, the first place, and this guy's sport is weird, man. And when I went out as a Christian after preaching and down, I went out and you have to cross a little thing, and he trapped it. He started to paranoid, because one time I say don't do that stuff, and I suspected him of murder and everything. And I had this dream, and he said, well, I think it's more than one people, and there were like 50 bodies and stuff, and he started to paranoid. He says, this is the craziest thing. And night was setting down anyway, so I go and I triple, and he kind of manipulated the thing, and I felt in dirty water. It's not even a river, it's a creek up to my waist. And I go, and now I'm clean. But clean for what? 3 weeks? And it's almost like the time I hesitate, boom, the devil. I gotta walk for the Lord, not just somebody in the wood, and that was too long. And I told myself, maybe I gotta pay from the old sin, be humiliated like this, and I accepted it. But what people will think when I go, and it was almost winter, and you're like in water. Then I changed myself. There's a Russian speaking Romanian like me, and I had no choice that I had under, from the place I live, a pajama that looked like a red Christmas. He says, hey, you're dressed like a Santa Claus, whatever he said. And I said nothing. I didn't explain to him. That was the only thing I had for a day. So next thing he sees, a week later, I'm blessing everybody in downtown, and I see even this guy passing among thousands per hour, and he's like all lost, and before he was drunk in the subway, and I'm like, is he one of the Russians here that is checking? Because I say, you speak Romanian in the subway when he started. He says, of course, and he was very drunk, and I had my suspicion. I was like, you know, you don't see this every day, and he would talk to you, and he would be Roman Russian, and he would interject you. And he had one friend, but they were peaceful. But and he was very freaked out when he was like lost in middle of when he saw me bless, and he was like, whoa, and he really turned like this with no exaggeration while walking with big eyes. Of course, you don't stop when you're preaching. That people have understand. You can't understand stuff from God from another point of view. This video is long. Oh, Jesus, man. And I want to say that I circumcised, and the guy took maybe just a bit more, because you see, when I was young, my skin was not 100%. What I mean is that when I grew up, I remember one time, and I think that's the will of God, it was like almost a little circumcision. I remember I went one time, and the doctor said, you don't even have the whole skin, you know. In the meantime, you don't need to do that. But the guy that here, whatever his race, and this African man I trusted, he pulled it, and I had the dream that he didn't know on the table wood under, and I heard don't share your privacy, but I did, and because I thought it's gonna be a Garabandal sign. I want it fast. You know, you need less to wash yourself and stuff. And it's a good thing, but I heard when you're not born like this, it's not good, because and the guy didn't know, and God told me later on, it's just the white of your thumb. And what happened is that when I remember I went, because I didn't do it on anesthesia, and I didn't even know to see the gynecolog. When I went in the same office, he was gone for 2 weeks, and I wanted to do it then and go. And this guy pulled, I didn't know, I said nothing. So I'm not touching myself for a month or more. he pulled it instead of leaving, thinking that I don't know what. But already when you miss the app, so I'm okay. I'm a night like I guess I'm just boarded and more than like the average man. I can't complain compared to big dirty member like I was young, but this is not about what it is. So this erection was not even, I'm not talking before, but like 40%, but by itself. So it was like on a first speed, but I woke up. Oh man, I can't believe yesterday I was even tired and I went and I forgot the shorts there and I returned and I'm like, yeah, I don't return for things, but then you don't want in the morning when they see a pair of half dirty shirts and standing by a place to pray, and I'm like, I'm not gonna lose it. Was my favorite. Maybe it's time for me now to stop wearing shorts, but not this pants. And go figure out. I never wear any even t-shirts. I rather had no t-shirts than dark blue or black t-shirts yesterday. I don't wear those colors. It's too dark. It affects my mood. And even at the dollar store I didn't look at them, but anyways, you gotta wash them first, so it was too late by yesterday. This is in case somebody wants to see the whole picture, so I'm gonna title this, and I heard 2 times that it was too long, maybe even after 6 minutes. I made 2 stories in one. I'm gonna title this Little Pearl. I'm gonna title this like a little pearl for really people that are really neutral, but are really like with good intention behind, not behind seeing me, good intention for the truth. Bible says, blessed was the goodwill. If you don't have the goodwill, even if you see God like they saw Jesus, you would even want to trample it, because you don't have this good intention to see it. It's like when you see you want to solve a mathematical anything, and that's a bad example. You have to have this drive. I don't like to use that word, but you have to have this mindset. And the depression, I think they don't have, or they have less, and for XY reason, sometimes it's body, and you gotta start by resting, or sometimes they rest too much. You have to compensate something else. Oh man, I still can't believe that even the car went out. I fucking know, man. That like was 1 out of a million that will go when I want to do a movie. After whole night was already there when I pass. And then I went to the coffee. I uploaded my movie yesterday. I even went to 2 Tim Hortons. One I didn't like, so one I just ordered, and I passed out. I didn't even study or charge long there. I think I stayed like an hour or 2, not even, and was just charging half. So you see, I'm just want to draw a picture here of the trials behind the scene that people don't understand, that people who want to follow God go unjustly. And I have no dirty sweat. I'm still clean. I feel clean. I could wear these pants 3 weeks and preaching God, as far as I'm concerned. There was no sweat, so I won't even talk about the lost. No milk, like I said in one of the picture, no milk. And that comes from a mindset too. When I woke up, I'm processing all this very fast, because I seen it coming yesterday. I took my shoes out, I took my socks, because then before when I lay down and it was raining, I'm like, you know, I don't want to feel dirty. There was a scorpion I saw. I'm like, you know, down half, and the car was still there. And not only the car had a thing, but when I put myself to sleep, I've seen the car, and I'm like, and I went, and they could see me from the place I slept. And on top of that, after that, I took one sock, and there was in French perceray, which means the insect with two little like this. It's not a scorpion, but two little, what do you call this, that the kids were saying, you know, pierce your ear, or what's in English, what in French, perceray, on top of my left. Go figure out again, left foot. I had to not put, see my dirty shoes, because I washed them 3 times and they start to unglue, and I don't want to use this government money, otherwise I would have went yesterday, came 2 days, and buy some shoes, $30 or something. You know, a place, half price, triple half price, with good brands. Can you believe this? And look, and what's the date? And look how sunny it was September 1st, now it's September 2. No t-shirt before the washing for like I had 3 times the same, and I usually use one or change and come back. It's and the neck thing, so that's why I didn't use a 4th day. Put the neck and it went under. Well, all I can say is this, is that when they close to you because they're dirty, you share their dirtiness. So it's important to preach, because if you preach, even if they close, you don't only have one step ahead. You're doing it, and they cannot have nothing against you. It's not even about doing nothing and sinning. Yesterday, I didn't went back down, because even though I don't think about girls and nothing, zero, I felt like even not a lot of food, I would go there, and by the laziness, there would be a demon to touch. I'm like, no, that's zero. You know, I didn't thought that 0%. Sometimes I think like this, but I said no, immediately, stay until I was tired. Where I was, then the rain came like crazy. It's not amazing. It's just how it is. You know how it's set up to just combat in this world the devil. But I don't know why these people will do that. You see this guy that like this, say hi, but don't look at me. I'm very low. Like, get the fuck, you loser, you fucker. Just because I stand there, but I didn't look at him up. So if he thinks about that, that's just, it didn't affect me, because maybe I was good intentioned. And maybe he thought this movie on people, but it's on me. So people by having bad thoughts and bad vibration to say, or bad energy to people, and they make them think bad. Because if you scream, then I'm gonna think that you're screaming. It's not because I want to think about you, right? So they think bad. Like the woman that came and wanted to chat, you're afraid of dog. Her big dog, first of all, I checked, you know this thing you walk in the woods and it's attached to you? He had one on the side, but on my way, so she didn't see it. Maybe it was like a mole, a sign for me, she didn't even see it. Well, you're afraid, and she stopped. You see, the park was all big, and there was even a second field. And I'm standing there doing a video, obviously it's obvious, and she wants to chat, and then I'm the rude guy because I'm saying, you know, because I'm doing that, and she starts another level bad. And if I would be a dark biker or something, she would be like all scared and pass by. And sir, oh sorry. Even those she would call sir. And in the meantime, maybe I can beat one or two of them, but I'm so fasting that I'm all bones. But that doesn't mean you're not strong. When you gotta go. When you gotta go, you gotta go. And that's nervous because I have this character, but not to her. I was not. Uh, it's like Jesus. When they say, oh, in that movie too, Force Incredible. And if he would walk and no preach, and woman looked at him and he looks nice, but they don't understand he's God, and he looked the other way, and they will be mad at him. Oh, and he was living. So it's like the woman that when he said, "Give me some water," and she probably saw him how beautiful he was, and she tried. She looked at him, and he knew how much time she looked at him or something. He said, "You had 3 husbands, and the one you have is not yours," because she was doing advancement at this point that she had to have somebody like a prostitute to know of his husband, to be able even to come maybe on that time, or maybe saw other things, signs around him, and or God was telling him even as I was asking. But in those times was not even like this. It will be normal that to have peace and cover yourself without being a terrorist, or it will be normal, woman, and when you had peace, because people knew, it's bad cheating. It was very low technology, so people were not all that blind with all these doors of the devil. It was the first thing that people were thinking. I think it was like this: is this ethical or not? Is this good or not? There were priests, almost I think like police, but for priests out there, and that's why when he went, they didn't even knew how he looked when he went on the Jerusalem. Maybe he only had the cover and was normal, or maybe he's God. He could have made it look, or maybe he had his hair or anything. And this is an evil time, and an evil world. Evil times and evil world even more. And watch yourself. And how should I call this? This movie, when they want to trap saints, or ways of the devil, and that thing. I even preached with that thing, and I walked on it. I remember when I went to take it out, the Canadian Tire, they took it out, and I kept it, because I'm like, the devil only could get me through that. I was that feeling like close to God, and she didn't want, and I even broke, I was or something. I said, I want to buy it. I put $20. Said, you can't buy it. I looked. She called a guy, an Asian guy came, like a manager, older, and he said, no, you can't buy this. And I think at him, I tried to, I say, and I looked, they say, why, you don't have some here? No, we don't sell this. And I said, the devil is in it. I insisted. I didn't want to give, and you know what he did? He backed out. He backed out like 1-2 step, and he said nothing. I took it. I had it, and I walked out. And I stomp on him, and I stomp on him. And when I lost or something, or even there's a guy, a crazy guy who took that. I won't even say too much. But did that like the devils, when I can't say something bad happened in Toronto along those lines. Somebody passed in a car. There was a lot, like you seen, like he passed. I got a phone call.